Well, today I want to read from Acts chapter 24, verses 15 and 16. I have hope in God, which they themselves also accept, this is the Apostle Paul speaking, that there will be a resurrection of the dead, both of the just and the unjust. This being so, I myself always strive to have a conscience without offence toward God and men. Offence is one of the biggest hindrances to the activity of the Holy Spirit in our hearts. And yet it is possible for this monster of offence to go unnoticed in the human soul. Part of the reason for this is that we can feel so justified in our feeling offended. It is not our fault that others have been offended, and if we in turn are offended, then it is obviously the arrogant insensitivity of others that have hurt us. It is one of the clearest marks of a supernatural walk with God that we are able to stay free from offense. And that's exactly what Paul said he was striving to maintain, a life free from offense. But to stay free, we must be ready to confess our faults and to ask for forgiveness. The children of Israel passing through the wilderness were offended at everything. They complained about the lack of water, they complained about the manna, Moses' leadership, the lack of tasty vegetables, which had been so abundant in Egypt. But they caused their own trouble through their selfish fussiness and insistence on their comforts and pleasures. Have we ever realized how damaging our fussiness can be to our spiritual progress? The truth is that self is our biggest obstacle in overcoming the sin of offenses. Now, Peter had blindly and confidently affirmed that he would never be offended. That's in Mark chapter 14, verse 29. But Jesus had told him that they would all be offended because of him that very night. The truth is that we have huge wells of pride in our souls, and every Christian is going to face many situations which will leave us with deeply wounded pride and stinging shame. Offenses will come. But we must strive to keep our souls free from this paralyzing force. To do this, we must pray for those who have hurt us, forgiving them and seeking the blessing of God on their lives. The mark of the apostles was that they processed their failures quickly and with humility. This is the only way to be a continuous blessing and to be constantly refreshed in our walk with God.